it's Miss Kristin from Town Hall here in Groveport, and I'm coming to you so we can create some ArtVentures in the afternoon. So, as a reminder, anytime that you're ready to make arts and crafts at home, what should you do? Get permission. So ask whoever's in charge if you are allowed to do this. Next, what you're gonna wanna do is gather some art supplies. So if anyone has ever come to any program I've ever done, you probably kind of know that I like to work with cardboard. Why is that? Because everybody has cardboard. You have cardboard on your shoebox. If you're getting any packages mailed to your house, you have cardboard. Pretty much a lot of the stuff that you eat comes in cardboard. So spaghetti box, cereal box, granola box, fruit snack box. And this can easily be used and turned into a canvas for you. So you don't necessarily have to have like fancy art supplies at home. You can just use what you have. So today we're going to use cardboard, and what you may want to do is cut out some shapes. Really what you should do is kind of keep a whole bunch of cardboard shapes on hand and keep it maybe in a box or a bin somewhere, so whenever you're feeling bored you can just pull the box out and start crafting away. So what we're going to do is use paint. You're going to want scissors, glue. I'm going to use a hot glue gun. If you do not have one, or if you're not allowed to use one, any kind of glue will work. Squeezable glue might be good for cardboard today. You're going to want paint brushes, and I'm also using chalk today. We have sidewalk chalk here at Town Hall, so any kind of chalk you have, whatever your favorite colors are. Let's see what else. Maybe markers, a pen or a pencil, something that you can draw with. And I think that's it. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Next, what you're going to want to do is cover the table. So wherever you're going to be working on your art, make sure that you cover it up and protect it. And you, of course, want to wear older clothes or something that you can get messy. So if you drop paint or glue or anything, it's not really that big of a deal if it gets stained, okay? Remember, always have your imagination, because that helps us create really great things. Now, what we're going to do today is I thought we would make fish. Why do you ask? Well, it's been raining so much lately that I keep looking out the window at Town Hall thinking I'm probably going to see some type of a fish swim by. Now, what kind of fish are there? Oh my gosh, there are so many kinds. You can make a big fish, a small fish. You could make a fish with a pointy nose and sharp teeth. You could make something that kind of looks like rainbow fish, if you've ever read the Rainbow Fish book. So what we're going to do is start with a big cardboard fish, and I of course cheated and did this ahead of time. What you can do is press pause, or you can press stop and go gather your supplies, and then that way we can work together. So what I did is I just got a piece of cardboard and I cut it into shape. What kind of shape is this? Maybe kind of like an oval shape. You can make a circle, because that's way easier to cut, right? A circle is probably easy. You can make a triangle fish if you want to. Any shape that you want will work. So what you want to do is pick out whatever shape you want to use on your cardboard. Now this is from a cardboard box from Amazon, but really you could even use a cereal box. This was from Blueberry Cheerios that we had at our house one time. This is thinner, so it might be easier if you're doing the cutting by yourself. If you're going to use a thicker cardboard, you might want to get some help if it's too hard on your fingers. So I'm going to go ahead. This is going to be the body of my fish, and I have my paint brushes, so I'm just going to go ahead and paint. Blue is my all-time favorite color, so I am just going to go ahead and paint real quick the body of my fish blue. And I'm doing this first because why? Because I'm going to need to set it aside so that it can dry. And I have a plate that I put my paint on already. Right now I think I'm just going to put some squirts of paint onto the actual cardboard, make it a little bit easier so that you don't have to watch me paint for 7 hours. Again, you can use whatever colors you want. I'm actually using acrylic paint right now. A lot of you might have tempera paint. Whatever you like to use is totally fine. Just remember, sometimes it can get messy, so don't come dressy to the table, right? You don't want to wear your fancy suit or your fancy dress, because you could get some drips on you. So as you can see here, I'm just painting. I'm painting the whole thing. If you want to paint it, you know, this half a certain color and then the other side a different color, it's totally up to you, because this is your artwork. All right, I'm bit more on here. And you don't have to make yours as big as mine. You can make a small fish if you want. You know, when you go to the pet store and you look at the fish in the fish tank, they come in all different sizes and all different colors. Some of them are like freshwater fish, some of them are tropical fish. Or if you've ever gone to the zoo or visited an aquarium before, you know you've seen tons and tons and tons of different kinds of fish. So, where do fish live? They live in the ocean. They live in lakes and rivers and streams. So they kind of live all over the place. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if one swims past the building today. If it does, I will take a picture and I will post it because that might make the news if I have a fish swim by me here at work. All right, I'm almost finished here. I hope you don't like or mind getting messy because I can guarantee, see, got paint on me already. All right, so I painted my fish body blue. I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside so it can kind of dry for a little bit. And remember, anytime that you are making art with paint, you're probably gonna wanna have some paper towels. Now, I brought enough paint brushes for all the colors I wanna use, but make sure you get some water so you can clean your paintbrush and then dry it off so you're ready for the next color. Okay, so next what we're gonna do is we're gonna make some other fish on cardboard. And these fish, you can use chalk to decorate them. Like I said, it might be easy if you have like a cardboard box from something that you've been eating lately. Like I said, fruit snacks, granola bars, a pasta noodle box, cereal box, anything like that. Pretty basic. You can make your fish whatever shape you want. If you want it to have some gills coming off, some fins coming off somewhere, you can do that. So here's my cardboard. I got a marker, and most fish usually have a tail, or a fin actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw that out. Pretty easy, but like I said, you can make it however you want. And now we need to get a body. I'm just gonna loop it around like so. Super duper easy. Kind of actually looks like a goldfish. I'm sure you've all had goldfish crackers before, right? Okay, so now I've got my scissors. So now you're gonna cut it out. And like I said, if you're using cardboard, for you to cut by yourself, it might be easier if you use thinner cardboard. If you don't have any food boxes that you are allowed to cut today, any kind of cardboard that you can find will work. And so I'm just cutting along, snip, 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 cut, cut, cut. Just kind of following the line that I just made. I'm almost finished. Perfect. So I'm gonna get this stuff out of my way. It's taking up too much space here. So here's my fish. Now, this fish, again, like I said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and decorate it using chalk. So if you don't have chalk, you could of course use crayons, markers, paint, whatever you wanna do, but I just thought maybe just for something different to use, we would use some chalk today. So I am just gonna kind of do a whole bunch of different colors. You could make your fish all the same color. I'm gonna do this half of it. I guess this is kind of like a light green. So I just drew a line and now I'm just gonna color it in. What's cool with chalk too, as you probably know, is that once you color it on, you can kind of smear it around with your finger and then dust it off like that so you don't have any extra on there. And then I think I'm gonna do kind of like zigzaggies to give it a little bit of a different look. And then I'm gonna color that in with my chalk. Now, if you have a hair dryer at home that you're allowed to use, you could probably use that to blow dry your other cardboard fish that's drying. Just depends on how fast you want to finish your art project. If you don't have a hair dryer, or if you're not allowed to use it, or if you don't want to use it, you could take your cardboard fish body that you have and just kind of go like this, you know, swing it around, get some air going on it so it can dry. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more of the green here. Okay, there's my next section. So I've got green and purple so far. You, like I said, can use whatever colors you want. You can, I've got paint all over my finger. And you can make it a solid color. You can make different shape designs on here. that's why art is so fun, because it's whatever you decide to create. So I chose to use blue next. And if you have like an easel maybe, a lot of easels nowadays come with like a side that has a chalkboard to it. So you might have like smaller pieces of chalk than I do. If you have oil pastels, it might be fun to use those too. So here's my blue section. Come on, it's getting really cute now, isn't it? Does anybody feel like hearing a joke? I thought since we're doing fish, I'd find a joke that has to do with something that maybe lives in the ocean. So, what do you think is the most famous creature that lives in the ocean? Famous. So if it's famous and it lives in the ocean, I know, a starfish. Get it? Like a movie star is really famous, so a starfish would be the most famous creature that lives in the ocean. I hope the octopus and the shark doesn't get mad now that they know that they are not the most famous in the ocean. All right, kiddos, we're almost finished here. And you can color this like however dark or light you want. And we're almost finished, almost finished, almost finished. Okay, so I did the tail piece orange. Now I want my fish to be able to see. I'm gonna put an eye on here. See my eye up in the corner? You can put a mouth on your fish. You could put like scales, draw scales on your fish. Like I said, you could do solid colors, any kind of colors you want. Now, all of these ideas that I always do, I usually find them online. Pinterest I go to a lot. So many people out there like to do arts and crafts that they're always posting ideas. And what better way than to share them with you guys. So these are some other fish shapes that you could do. It's up to you. Like I said, I went with the basic shape there just because I thought that was easier. Okay, but you can create however you want. All right, so I'm gonna put my chalk away, get that moved over to the side, and set my little chalk fish aside. Now, to go along with the body of my fish, I made a couple of other shapes that I cut out with cardboard ahead of time. So this, I don't know if I'm gonna use it at the top or at the bottom of my fish, but this is kind of just like wavy scales that are coming off. Fins, whatever the right word is for it. Here's another shape that I made. See how it's not perfect all over? It doesn't have to be. I made some lips. You know, a lot of fish you see always go, so my fish is gonna look like that. Eyeball. You know what else you could do? You could even get like scrap pieces of paper and glue those down if you want to use different colors, if you don't feel like using paint today. Now, I told you guys to dry your paint. Not so much, am going to be doing that today. So mine's still a little bit wet. That's totally fine. So here is my like tail fin that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna go ahead and color this kind of like a greenish color. And my favorite colors are blue and green. So when I'm allowed to pick the colors, that's kind of what I usually pick. You guys use whatever your favorite colors are or what you think would look cool on a fish. And you just paint, paint, paint. However much paint you want on there is good. Okay, so here's my tail fin. Let's see here. I, of course, did not bring white paint because why would I be prepared? So I'm gonna go ahead and make, how about an orange eye? Maybe what I'll do is get some markers. And I'm gonna go ahead and draw a black circle in the middle. Here we go. It's my black circle in the middle. And as crazy as it sounds, but I'm gonna go ahead and draw or paint orange around it because this is art and it doesn't have to look like what you think it should look like or what it looks like in real life. So my fish is going to have an orange eye. Probably because he's tired because he is so sick of all the rain that we've been having. So his eyes are not their normal color. Okay, here's my orange eye with the black dot in the middle. Get some paint off. My lips, I think I'll go ahead and do orange because that's just what I'm gonna do. So paint those up. Like I said, you're gonna want this to dry a little bit. So use your hair dryer if you want, or wave it around in the air. Just wave it, wave it, wave it. Keep on waving it. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use another shade of blue that I brought for one of my other fins. So I hope everybody's excited. If you go to school, I hear that school is almost officially over, so what does that mean? No more schoolwork, so that's pretty fun. I know my kiddos at home are happy about that. And I'm sure some kids like doing schoolwork at home, some kids miss school. You might be missing your friends, your teachers, having lunch, playing on the playground. Hopefully we will all get to see each other soon because I miss seeing all of you guys. So here, another shade of blue. Wipe my hands off, and I'm gonna go back to this greenish kind of color because it looks really cool. Now, like I said, you don't have to do solid colors, and you can also use different colors of paper. If you maybe have tissue paper, you might have different colors of tissue paper you can use and just cut out different shapes, tear it apart with your fingers if that's easier. And this is, I'm probably gonna need to really wash my hands a lot today because I am making a super big mess. But I don't have a fancy dress on, so that's okay. I don't care if I get paint on me today. Alrighty. There we go. So now we're going to fast forward, pretend it's dry. And like I said, I'm using a hot glue gun today because that's just gonna be easier and quicker for me. So now you just wanna pick where you wanna put your shapes to make your fish. And like I said, I am using a hot glue gun. If you don't have one, or if you're not allowed to use one, squeezable glue might be the next best thing to use. And you just wanna pick where you're gonna put your shapes and glue them down, okay? So, I will probably run out of glue because why would I be prepared? Push that down. Got little things sticking all over me, stuck in my painted fingers. Okay, running out of my glue. So we'll use some squeeze glue too because like I said, why would I be prepared when I'm at work? That makes too much sense, right? So put your glue on. Remember, the more glue you use, the longer it's gonna take to dry. And then we'll do my top fin that I made. Now, where can you display your artwork? Anywhere an adult tells you you can. In your bedroom, on the refrigerator. Just make sure everything dries completely before you try to hang it somewhere because you don't want to make a super huge mess. Now I'm going to try to lift this up and show you my finished product. Like I said, it's still wet, but that's fine. Look at that, super cute, right? So it kind of makes it look 3D. So you just cut out shapes, any kind of shapes that you want, all sorts of different shapes. I could have had a triangle mouth, I could have had a square eye, I could have sharp teeth. You could even turn this into a shark if you want to. But this is the fish that I chose to make. These are the colors I chose to use. But what you can do is whatever your little heart desires. So again, cardboard fish, all different shapes, painted and glued down. And then the chalk fish that I made. And you can really make tons of these because, you know, fish usually travel in the ocean in schools, right? So lots of fish swimming by at a time. Make however many you want. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.